What's up, guys? I'm your host John from Inkwine, and today is Weigh Day. That means I'll be showing off my collection. Let's get to it. First up, we have Adam, the Pastel scaleless ball python. Let's see if I can get him to sit still for a second. What's really interesting about him is you see these little spots. Let's see if I can. There is a good cluster of them right there as well, and those are him trying to produce scales. Every time he sheds, he seems to have more and more of them, but when he was a brand new baby, he did not have any, except for a little bit of scalation on the tail, as you see right there. So let's see what he weighs. And he is clocking in at, it says 226.5, and that's what we'll go with. Next up, we have Bowser, a banana Mojave ball python. Now I think he's been rubbing up against something, maybe trying to get out, because he's got these 3 little dots on his head. I tried wiping them off and I think he's just been fooling around. But what is interesting about him is he looks almost all pink. You can see the fire coming up, but what's interesting is the banana and the Mojave completely cancel out any spots. You will not find any on him at all. So let's see how much he weighs. And he is clocking in at 598. Here we have Cleopatra. I call her Cleo. She is a spark ball python. She was the first ball python that I ever bought, and she's the reason why I got into ball pythons. Always wanted a ball python growing up. I always saw the normal type, and I always saw the albino. Always wanted an albino. And decided to look up pet shops in the area one day and found Beasties, went there and took her home. And before I even brought her home, I learned a lot about genetics, went over my head, and just began researching, watching videos. But she is the start of everything. So let's see what she weighs. And she is clocking in at 554.5. Said 555, but we're going to be at 554.5. Here we have Diamond. She is a killer spinner, and she has to be the biggest sweetheart in the world. I mean, she is just stunning. She's gorgeous. I can never get enough of her. I look at that pattern, those colors. She's just perfect. So let's see what she weighs. She weighs a solid 458.5. Here we have Eros, a colobino boa, and it's really hard to get him in the frame since he's actually pretty big, so I'm just gonna weigh him real quick. Here we go. He is at 985, about 984, 985. Next up we have Farah, and I know she's gonna give me a really hard time. She's really big. She's a big girl. So let's just get to it. She is at 1752. She's a pretty big girl. Here we have a Pastel lesser female, and she is just really big. She is who I'm trying to breed this year along with Farah. I have not got a name for her yet, but there she is. Look at how beautiful she is. Alright, let's get her in there. Do a quick land, girl. And she's at 1965. Between 1963 and 1965. It looks like 1967. So she's in that range. 1967 is where we're landing on. Shout out to Shane from Small Town Exotics for these next two ball pythons that I'm about to show you. We have a Pastel Disco Blade 100% Het Clown male, and he will be getting an H name. I do not have him named yet, but you know, probably Hendrix or something like that, because that is my favorite guitarist that ever lived. I'm even wearing a Jimi Hendrix t-shirt right now. And we got him at, looks like he's sitting at 198. Last up, once again from Shane at Small Town Exotics, we have this Blade Het Clown female. And I wanted to just show you her belly because I love it. Stuck shed, that's why I gave her a bath in my last video, but just love her belly. So awesome. And she is weighing at 174.5 and will be getting an I name. If you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe.